I want to tell you about a woman that I know. She's raised 5 kids and stayed home for most of it. And as her youngest started heading toward the door, she had a thought that most parents have. What do I do now? She did not have a resume. She did not have a degree in business. She did not have a product, a plan, or a penny of startup capital. What she had was 30 years of showing up for people. 30 years of knowing how to listen, how to communicate, and how to make people feel taken care of. She found a source for returned mattresses, lightly used, sanitized, quality products at a fraction of the retail price. She told a friend. That friend told someone else, and then someone else. And today she makes real money on her schedule, doing something that draws entirely on skills she built raising a family. She travels when she wants to. She sees her grandchildren, and she did it without a business degree, a website, or a single dollar of outside investment. Now, she's going to tell you her story herself very soon on this channel. But today, I want to show you the framework she used without ever knowing she was using it. Because the same framework that works whether you spent your career in an office, on a job site, or raising a family. Here's where most people get stuck. They know what they are good at, and they do nothing with it. Not because they are not capable, but because they think they need a business plan, a website, a logo, an LLC, a perfect moment that never seems to arrive. They need none of those things. Not yet. What they need is one conversation with one person who has the problem that they know how to solve. And here's the thing about waiting. You cannot build customers overnight. You cannot build credibility overnight. You cannot build revenue overnight. The person who starts building now arrives at retirement with income already running. The person who waits and starts from zero at the moment they can least afford to. You have to build the ark before the rain. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the BrainFlash launch map. 7 steps, one clear sequence from the skill you already have to a 90-day income target that you can actually hit. No website required, no business plan required, no outside investment required. Just a skill, one specific person who needs it, and the willingness to start before you feel ready. And if you're worried that AI is making your skills obsolete, stay with me, because AI eliminates tasks. It cannot eliminate judgment. And judgment is exactly what this framework is built on. Look, before we start, drop your email over at brainflash.com. The retirement reality check, that PDF is there. Knowing your full retirement picture makes this launch map all the more powerful. It'll come straight to your inbox. Now, the launch map is built on one principle. The fastest path to retirement income is the smallest possible version of what you already do, offered to one specific person who needs it, starting this week. 7 steps. Let's go through them. Write one sentence that names your transferable skill. Now, not your job title, not your industry. The underlying behavior. Let me give you an example. An electrician who spent 30 years diagnosing problems no one else could find. The skill is not the wiring. The skill is reading a system under pressure. Let's say an underwriter who spent 20 years assessing risk. AI can fill out all those forms now. It cannot sit across from a small business owner and know in 30 seconds whether their story adds up. That judgment is the skill. A woman who raised 5 kids and built a mattress business on word of mouth. The skill was not selling mattresses. The skill was making people feel taken care of. One sentence. The behavior, remember, not the job title. That's step 1. Not a target market, a name. Someone in your phone right now who has the problem your skill solves. The retired construction foreman thinks about property managers who cannot find someone reliable to walk a job site and tell them the truth. He knows 3 of them personally. The former product manager who thinks about her friend who who is trying to build a software tool for his small business and cannot get the developer to understand what he actually needs. She's translated that exact conversation 100 times. Write one name down. That person is your first conversation. Contact that person. Tell them you're exploring a new direction. And you would love 30 minutes to understand their situation. Make it clear, this is not a sales call. I'm not selling anything. Ask them what the problem is, what they've already tried, what it's costing them in time, money, or stress, and what it would be worth to have that problem solved. Take notes, because what you hear in that conversation is not just one person's problem. It is the language your future clients will use when they describe what they need. And it's the raw material for step 4. Based on what you heard, build the smallest version of what you can offer. One deliverable, one time frame, one price. From problem to result in a specific time frame. A long-haul trucker who understands logistics offers a small retailer a 2-hour shipping cost audit and finds savings they didn't even know existed. A former analyst offers a small business owner a single dashboard that shows them the 3 numbers that actually matter delivered in 1 week. A woman who knows how to make people feel taken care of finds a product people need and delivers it with a level of service that no big box store can match. Specific, results-oriented, time-bound, not, oh, I do consulting from where you are to where you want to be by this date. You don't need a LinkedIn strategy. You don't need a content calendar. You need 3 names. 3 people in your existing network who either have the problem your offer solves or who know someone who does. Former colleagues, people from your trade, friends who have mentioned this exact problem, neighbors, fellow church members, people from your old job site. Your first clients are almost never strangers. There are people who already know you, already trust you, and already have the problem you just built an offer to solve. Write 3 names down. Contact all 3 this week. Decide right now how many hours per week you can give to this while you're still employed or before you need the income. 2 hours, 3 hours, a Saturday morning, whatever is realistic and sustainable. Block those hours this week, not as a reminder, as an appointment. Building while you still have income means you can start small. You can afford to learn from your first client without that client being your only lifeline. You can afford to price conservatively while you build your reputation. You can afford to say no to the wrong fit. None of those luxuries exist when the income is not optional. Build now while you can afford to do it right. Write down one specific revenue number for the next 90 days. Not a business plan, not a 5-year projection. 90 days, one number. If you hit it, the offer is working. Scale it. If you don't hit it, something needs to change. Adjust it. Either outcome tells you something that planning never will. Because the only way to know if your skill has a market in the first place is to put it in front of the market. 90 days gives you enough time to find out and enough time to course correct. Here's what I know about people who never do this. They retire on whatever comes in. They cut expenses they did not plan to cut. They watch a skill that took decades to build go unused, while someone else gets paid to do it less well. And some of them spend retirement anxious, not because they do not have enough, but because they never found out that they did. The woman I told you about at the start of the video, she's not anxious. She's traveling. She has seen her grandchildren. She built something real out of a skill she already had before she needed it. That's the difference the launch map makes. If you have a skill and you have not built anything with it yet, this video was made for you. Whether you spent your career in an office, on a job site, or raising a family, the framework works the same way. Here's your one action before we close this video. Write your step 1 sentence. One sentence. Remember, it's the behavior not the job title. Everything else flows from that. And tell me in the comments, what is your step one sentence? What is the skill you're building with? Right up below. I want you to picture something, if you would. 18 months from now, you have clients who sought you out because of what you know. You're doing a few hours of work per week that draws on everything that you spent a career building. And you know what? It's generating real income, enough so that Social Security becomes a bonus and not a lifeline. Enough that retirement becomes a choice that you make, not a deadline that you hit. Look, that's not a fantasy. That's what the woman with the mattress business built. And very soon, you're going to hear her tell you exactly how she did it in her own words. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that conversation. It's one of the best things that's going to be coming out of this channel. Start with step one. This is BrainFlash. I'll see you in the next one.